What the hell? What on earth? Why is that on there? What? What is that even? That's not even a thing that's on my... What? Oh, the timer. Because the timer doesn't work. Okay. Oh, right. Well, a bit thin on audience, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and roll with it. Welcome to the grand return, grand in at least some sense, of the Port Report, where we are going to be looking at all of the, well, not all of the ports, but all the ports that I could try to get my hands on of games. And in this case, for episode 4, we are going to be looking at one of my all-time favorite arcade games, the earliest one that I can remember, and that's OutRun, made by Sega in 1986, using their superscalar technology, and one which a lot of people still like, for good reasons. Now, as a reminder for the grading scale that we're using here, we have 2 rankings, or 2 scorings for each port, ranking on a scale of -5 to +5 in terms of fidelity, with 0 being completely faithful, basically as if it were a direct port, and anything on the positive side being if it is a direct port and it's got something a little bit extra. We don't usually get that, but we've got it just in case. And quality is a scale 1 to 10, with 1 being absolutely dreadful, 10 being near perfect. So that's the scale we're going on, and we're going to be going through it in chronological order as best I can understand. So we're going to be starting off with the original in MAME. I'm using MAME as kind of my benchmark because, well, frankly, that's about the best way I've got to do it. Alright. Let me switch to here. Alright, there we go. Check the audio levels. Alright. Might have to tweak this periodically. We'll be using Splashwave as our standard music. Let's see if I can, okay.
Get ready.
Oh, and I need to be in low gear. Well, I'm not particularly... Actually, I need to turn the volume down a bit on that. Let's crank that down just a notch. There we go. That's more reasonable. That way it's not drowning me out. While I can't say I'm particularly good at the game, it is one that I love. Good afternoon, Polk. Yes. Those S-turns always get me. Hello, Hollow. Now we get the split. Come on, reach the checkpoint, reach the checkpoint, reach the checkpoint! Oh my gosh. Yes, this is OutRun. Not OutDrive. Okay, I want to try that again, actually. Oh. Whatever. So I want to at least reach the second stage. Alright.
Get ready.
OutRun, if it were actually OutRun, it would be a very different game, I guess. Whoa. Easy, easy. Like I say, not necessarily great at the game. In fact, I'm really not that good at it at all, but that doesn't stop me from loving it. Alright, I'm going to try not to crash this time. There we go, I didn't crash that time. Let me do a purge on that. Oh, this part always... Oh! The stone pill... This section right here just blew my mind as a kid. Whoa! Somehow I didn't clip that car. I'm going to get hit. Might make it to stage 3. Oh my gosh! Right before the checkpoint. Oh, heartbreaking. Swing Spirit Island. Ah, okay. Okay, for the sake of thoroughness, I'm going to take the other route as well. That way we can try to compare the routes and see if the routes are also the same. And also how they hold up. Since you get your choice of branching paths at the end of each stage. I'd be very interested if any of the ports really tried to do the whole stone pillars thing. I'd be triply surprised if any of them did it well. And my phone is about to start blowing up. I have to mute it. I'm just going to turn that off for the moment. Whoa, easy there, easy there. Okay, so we've got grassy field on one side and stone columns on the other side. If I wanted to be really pedantic, I could actually take note of the curves and everything to see how identical they are. But honestly, I think we're mostly just going to be interested in whether or not they can even approach the fidelity of a superscalar game. Considering we are going to be looking at some of the systems actually are fairly capable. Most of them aren't. We're going to be looking at some severely underpowered systems trying to pull this off. We might actually reach stage 3. Oh, we do. Okay, cool. I am wanting to spend a little bit more... Okay, admittedly, part of the reason I'm wanting to spend a little bit more time is I really like this arcade game, and I want to. I like... Honestly, an opportunity to play it is just... it's good stuff. Yay, okay. Easy, 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 easy. Easy, easy. There we go, there we go. Okay, I don't think I'm going to reach this checkpoint. Definitely not going to reach this checkpoint. Oh, got to stage 3. Okay. So, we've gotten a good look at the original, and that's what we're going to be comparing against. Got a high score, might as well put in the old name. Okay. So, fidelity, that's going to be our baseline in terms of how close it is to the original. And quality, it's a fantastic game. Well, actually, it's not top fidelity. Because I can see if it is pretty much identical to it and adds more, it actually goes into the positives in fidelity. Because I was reviewing the other 3 episodes, and I did actually have a few that actually went into the positive numbers. Actually, I think I only had one, and that was Castlevania, because of the later cartridge version of the disc system, because they actually added an easy mode. Yeah, well, that's why I use 0. Quality, I'm going to give it an 8. It is a fantastic game. It is just, I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh yes, that superscalar really works. Alright, the very next year, we got the first of the ports. We had 3 ports come out in '87. One was for the Amstrad CPC, another one was for the ZX Spectrum, and then the third one was for the Sega Master System. Let's see how these first ports managed to hold up. First up, we've got the Amstrad. And I need to look at my cheat sheet for this. Because we've got to run a... And I think I'm running a tape. Okay. So, I had to learn how to actually run things on Amstrad. Okay. We're going to run OutRun. And I am actually going to keep the loading in, because I think that is... Oh yeah, and it's cracked, because of course it is. Also, I need to bring that volume down, because that's really high. Okay. We want to play it normal. No special here. Okay, OutRun. Alright, controls. Joystick. We're going to try going with that. Alright, Amstrad CPC, show me what you got. Oh dear. Oh yes! Yes, this was the, okay, what, but there it is. I found the gear shift. Okay, so, couple of things about this port. The first is, as you might notice, there is no music. They didn't try to put music in while you're playing. Instead, the game came with a cassette tape. A cassette tape that had the music. So the idea, oh shoot. A cassette tape that had the music on it that you could play while you played the game. Also, the controls, since this is, it can be played with a keyboard, but the controls with the joystick, you press up to accelerate, you use left and right. You use left and right to go left and right, and then the singular button on the joystick is used to shift gears. Okay, things we can notice. Yeah, like Glaylo said, that frame rate. That is, that frame rate is unfortunate. I mean, the graphics are okay. It's not the best, but, I mean, we are dealing with fairly chunky pixels on the Amstrad. Just not a lot of sound, period. Okay, we do get the branching paths. If we can actually make it, we can see. Oh my gosh, we almost, okay. We're gonna try that again. Whatever. We're gonna try that again because I want to see what the second stage looks like, and if they even try to do the stones. Okay, they do at least get bumps in the road, like the fact that there are kind of hills and whatnot. They get that. So they do at least create that feeling. I think, apart from the fact that there's no music, I think probably one of the biggest complaints of this, probably even more so than the fact that there's no music, is the fact that this frame rate is really, really bad. It's obvious they were trying to do something far beyond what the system was designed to ever do. And it shows. Yeah. They wanted it to look nice for the box art. I mean, you don't even get a sound of an engine. All you get is the squeak of the tires. Also, I find it annoying that you don't flip. Your car doesn't flip in the air like it does, like it's supposed to. Instead, if you hit something, it just bump. You just come to a complete and total stop. Also, Volkswagen Beetles are annoying. Okay, we're gonna reach the checkpoint. And it has to stop and load the next section. Okay, that's another element. Yeah, this is pretty rough. And it's not looking like they even tried to do the stones. In fact, in comparison to the graphical delight that was this stage in the arcade, this one just kind of looks barren. Oh, we made it to the second split, shockingly enough. What did I hit? I don't even know what I hit. Guess so. And again, we right before the checkpoint. I feel like that's going to be a recurring theme. Okay. So, that's the Amstrad CPC version. Whoop. It's, fidelity. Well, let's see. It's got the splitting roads, so it's got that. The car looks about the same. It's got the trucks, it's got the Beetles. It's missing... It's got some of the road bumps, but not nearly to the same degree. It's missing music. That's a big one. I think I'm going to give this a negative... Oh. I think I'm going to give this a negative... I'm giving this a negative 3.2. Why negative 3.2? Gut feeling. I may tweak that later. I may see other ones and go, oh, that's even worse. Quality. This is pretty bad. I think I'm gonna... Graphics look nice for the system, but the frame rate is absolutely atrocious. And there is no music. So I'm going to give it a... I want to keep these as whole numbers, and I'm wavering between a 2 and a 3. Chat, I need a tiebreaker on this. Can't decide if this is a 2 or a 3. Glaive's got 2. Anybody else? There was an attempt out of 10. Yeah, I think 2. Alright. Well, the next one is, it's rough, but harsh, but fair. At least in my opinion. Hey, gotta be honest. You gotta be honest. One must be honest with oneself. Alright, let's head over to the ZX Spectrum. And, try out... Try this one out. See how it does. Will it be better? Will it be worse? We shall see. Also, I think this might be a tape that's loading, so this one's good. And I am factoring that in. Because some of these games came out on cassette tape. And I am not cutting out the loading times. Because that is a factor. If it's good, but takes 30 minutes to load, that's... None of them take that long, don't worry. But if it takes, 5 minutes to load every single time, or if it loads between every single stage, that's going to bring it down. Okay. Actually, I think it was already loaded. I think I just hit a button. Let me verify that. Yeah, it was... Okay, it was already loaded. Alright. Controls. It's got the same control scheme. I think the same setup in terms of menu options as the previous one. And this one was also done by Probe. So we're dealing with the same people who brought us the Amstrad one. The previous game basically loaded between frames. Yeah, true. Alright. Uh-oh. Okay, let me I may have to use... no. Cancel. Actually, let's just reload this. Okay. Might have to go with the keyboard controls on this. I'm not certain the... Alright, we'll just go with keyboard. That'll probably be easier. Okay. Let's see what these keyboard controls are. Okay, keyboard controls. Q is accelerate. O and P. Steer. A is brake. M is shift gears. Okay. I think the frame rate's a little bit better. We've got music. Frame rate's a little bit better. Music's here. That's definitely nice. Graphics are reasonably detailed for the system. I'm magnetically attracted to cars. Not really, that's just... I'm bad at dodging things. Oh, I need to raise the volume on this. I keep forgetting to adjust volumes. Since we are dealing with different levels of output here. Well, the frame rate is better than the Amstrad, although that's not exactly... That's like pole vaulting a limbo bar. It's not exactly impressive. It's enough to be more playable. Although the frame rate still causes issues, especially on turns. It makes it harder to dodge traffic. Ooh, oh, and we do have some hills. And I still hit things. Come on, I really want to get to the second checkpoint. I want to see... We've got the splitting turn, the splitting roads. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna give that one more shot. I at least want to see... Oops, if I'm pressing the right button. I at least want to see if they tried to do the stone pillars. It's important to me personally because I was so wowed by that as a kid. And still am today. Yes, in the modern day of sometimes near-realistic 3D games, I'm still impressed by stone pillars in a superscalar game from 1986. Considering the known limitations of the ZX Spectrum, I feel like they actually are using it fairly well here. I mean, we are dealing with something that is horrifically underpowered in comparison to the original. Well, we don't get car flip, but we do get spin out. Which is more than we got with, which is more than what we got with the, Amstrad, so that's something. Okay, I think we're gonna reach a checkpoint this time. Oh, okay. Sudden music change. We're not getting pillars, are we? This looks like the desert landscape from the Amstrad one. Oh gosh. The curves are terrible in this. Anything with low frame rates, when you start dealing with traffic and curves, it becomes so hard. Music's good though. It's frustrating because I guess the Amstrad just didn't have the horsepower to do gameplay and music at the same time. Because I know it could do the music, because it had the music at the splash screen of the Amstrad one. Oh, we've got road split again. You've got me running into the back of a car again. Oh, okay. We made it to stage 3. That shift is very abrupt. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are those pillars I see? It's just on the side, but still. We've got... Oh, that does not... Oh. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. That. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Noble effort, but oh gosh, what it does to the frame rate. I'm proud that you tried. But, and visually it doesn't look bad. When it's not in motion. As a still picture, it looks pretty good. Man, you can tell the difference. I guess I'm not the only one who was like, that was very visually impressive. We're going to put that in. Sir, the processor can't really handle it. Put it in there anyway. Ooh, yeah, that's... I'm proud of you for putting it in there, but you maybe shouldn't have. Assuming they didn't do the old use pictures of the arcade game for putting on the back of the box trick that some did. Yeah, this is really bad. Yeah, they tried. They put forth effort. But I think it goes to show that sometimes maybe scaling it down is not such a bad idea. Sometimes perfect faithfulness is not what you want to go for on an older system. Sometimes it just doesn't quite work. Still, it's a step up. And it's got music, and that's a big plus. Okay, so fidelity. Let's see. Well, they did include the it's got music, and the music is, I mean, it's not as good, but it's a pretty reasonable proximity. The order of the stages is a little different, but they did include the stones. And frankly, if they include the stones, probably tried to do the rest. No, it had the splits. It did have the splits. I just always took the one on the left. I'm gonna go... I'm going to give this a negative 2.8. It's a step up, but in terms of fidelity, I think a slight step up, but not a big step. And a lot of that comes from the fact it's got the music. Quality-wise, 3. It's better, but not by a lot. Okay. Next up, we've got the Sega Master System. Yeah, having the music makes a big difference. Makes a big honkin' difference. Okay. Now let's go to... Oh, hold on. We're on the Master System. Oh, I got screen cap. Hang on a second. I need to tweak something. Not capture cursor. Okay. We're in better hands. I can already tell. Whoop. Alright, Splash Wave. Okay, we've got some decent hills here. Road's not as wide. Yeah. Not a big fan of the squeakiness of the wheels, but I mean, yeah, it's not. We've got a ways to go on frame rate, but we're out of the weeds. Just being out of the weeds is a huge deal. Some interesting dither effects there for the road split. Okay, are we gonna get... We got rocks. Are we gonna get... You can do it! You can do it! Give me stone pillars! You're not. Aww. We're not getting stone pillars. But then again, maybe they couldn't do it. Oh, wait, we are getting stone pillars! It's better. Still not there. The frame rate still does not allow it to be as awesome as it was in the arcade original. But this is better, and the frame rate doesn't drop to an abysmal rate. So definitely an improvement. Of course, this was done by Sega themselves, so not hugely surprised that it's better. Ah, no voice saying checkpoint? I'm kidding, of course, I didn't expect that. In general, there's just a lot less scenery. But then again, that's kind of been the case with all three of them ones we've done so far. But it plays a lot better. Ah, we ran out of time. Okay, a big step up here. A huge step up. Well done. Okay. Of course, I was kind of expecting that, honestly, with the Master System. Is it gonna... Oh. Alright, so, there we go. OutRun on the Master System. It's not terrible. Alright, let's see. Fidelity. Well, they trimmed things down a bit. A lot of the decorations were pretty much lost. Not a lot of variety on things on the side. But it has the splitting roads. It does have the... it has the stone pillars. I know I'm going to keep harping on that, but that... if it's got the stone pillars, that means they're trying to be authentic. Music is better. Although I kind of like the Sinclair one. The Sinclair music was pretty good, but I have a particular fondness for that kind. Kind of a cut down one. Frame rate, lots better. Fidelity, I'm going to say... I'm going to say our fidelity is around... I'm going to say about a negative 2.2. A significant step forward, but we've still got a ways to go. Actually, no, I'm just going to make it a negative 2.0. Quality, I'd say we're up at... I think we're at a 6 here. I mean, we've gotten to where we're slightly above par. So yeah, I think that's about right. Well, let's move on from 1987 and move on to the year 1988 when we get a whole slew of ports. One for the original MSX, one for the MSX2, one for the Amiga, and one for the Atari ST. We won't be looking at the Amiga one, unfortunately, because I couldn't get any of the copies of the game I downloaded to load properly. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to look at it. But we can look at the rest. So, let's... Yet. That secret is how it was for people at the time too. I wouldn't be terribly surprised, to be honest with you. All right. So, we need, check that. We gotta load, this one is on cassette tape. And we have to type in bload cassette, comma R. Oop. Okay, bload cassette, comma R. Bload cassette, comma R. Oh, if you have photosensitivity, you might want to look away during the loading. I'll let you know when it's clear. Based on the screenshot, this kind of looks like the... Looks a lot like the ZX Spectrum port. Yep. Okay, you're good. Ooh, that red. Okay. This is the ZX Spectrum port. Janky frame rate and everything. Only they actually tried to color in the car. Yeah, it's certainly not better. Yeah, I think the frame rate is worse. Feels jankier, like... Kind of feels like you're on ice, almost. It is missing the route. It is missing the route map from the ZX Spectrum port, but it does show you what gear you're in, which the ZX Spectrum port did not. Oh my... This is not good. This is not good. I didn't get far enough to see whether or not it does the other things, but frankly, one, I don't think I can, and two, I don't think I care to. Let's just go to the intermission. Alright. Fidelity. It is hard to really say. It's... I don't think I can put it lower than the Amstrad. What I do think I can do -3. But I am moving the Amstrad one down to -3.4. Quality. Even though it is almost like the Sinclair port, the frame rate is worse. I feel like the frame rate puts it on par with the Amstrad. If I wasn't using strictly whole numbers for quality, I'd probably put this at a 2.5. But I'm going to put it just at a 2. Oof. Some things just, not pretty. Not pretty at all. Okay. Well, let's look at the souped up version with the MSX2. See how that version is. Oh, I think we're in better hands. Okay. Okay, so of course that button too. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is a step up. This frame rate is, at least for the stuff on the side, I think the frame rate is better than the Master System version. Graphical quality may be a slight step down, but only a slight step down from... Oh! Oh, we do get hills, okay. Doesn't quite deal with them. Okay, it looks like we were gonna get a split. Alright, let me give that another go. Yeah, the heels make the cars vanish, which, in fairness, that is kind of like what happens, except they don't seem to reappear quite appropriately. I feel like... It's like a kid throwing his car. Like, I don't want to play with you anymore. Toss across room. So basically it looks like they may have looked at the Master System and went, you know what, that's probably a better way of doing a conversion. Okay, we got the splitting path. We got billboards. Come on, reach the checkpoint. Okay, we're in the right stage. Are we gonna get... Oh, we're getting more hills. Oh, whoa! Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, wow. For the first time, you've actually managed to capture the essence. Bravo. They captured the essence of the pillars. I want to give it a slow clap. And once again, right before I reach the checkpoint. Yeah, the environments are sparse, but they flow very, very quickly. And I think that they got the key essence, because what makes OutRun is the feeling of speed. And this one actually makes you feel like you're going fast. Yeah, exactly. They sacrificed graphics, but they made the gameplay and the feeling of speed work. You know what? I was putting... When you say that, I'm going to have to recalculate these. Because you reminded me of something important, that one of the things that makes OutRun is the feeling of speed. Which means that these slowpokes don't deserve that high a score. Oh, yeah. Okay, so MSX2. Well, fidelity-wise, we're missing... As usual, we're missing quite a lot of the detail stuff, but... And the track layout's not exactly the same. It does have hills, but they're sparser. So this is kind of on a similar fidelity with the Master System, but it's a little bit better. Actually, you know what? I think the Master System one might need to be a little bit lower. We're going to put it at 2.4. I think the MSX2, that's our -2. Because it got the sense of speed. So, yeah. Quality-wise, we're a step up from... Well, I feel like it is a step up from the Master System, but I do feel quality-wise they're kind of comparable. I might go back and readjust the MSX2 one. I'm gonna stick. I think I'm gonna stick with this one for now. But you make a good argument, Glaylove. But I think I'm gonna stick with this one for now. We might readjust later. All right, so we've done those. Wow, that peaked out. Wow. Alright, let's look at the Commodore 64. Let's see how it handles a game like this. In the humble C64, give us something good. I don't think it's going to be as good as the MSX2, but maybe it'll be better. We're not really aiming for MSX2, we're aiming for better than Sinclair. Better than the ZX Spectrum. Oh, and if you're epileptic, look away. I'll tell you when it's safe. And this one's going to have to load because this was put out on cassette. So we get to wait. Loading, ready, run. And it's seizure time. You know, rather than have seizure on there, let's just, while it's doing that, we'll just look at the intermission screen. I see no reason to subject you to this. But we are going to actually let it play so that we see how long it takes for this game to load. Oh, well, we got to the splash screen. I'll show you what that looks like. And back to Seizure Land, so we're going back to the intermission. Developed by Amazing Products. They say that those flashing colors are useful for diagnostics. I guess it's useful in letting you know that it's doing things. Yeah, we're actually getting into more advanced systems than we have in the past. So that's something that's kind of cool. I should be timing this. Still loading, by the way. Still flashing all sorts of colors, too. Maybe in the future when I'm doing C64 and MSX games, maybe I'll have something that I can use to cover up the screen. Like a picture of a cat or something. Saturn was a year after Space Griffin VF9. I'm familiar with that. Still loading, by the way. You know what, Poke? Yes. Yes, I'm gonna have to get that. I think we're past... Nope, more seizure. You know, eventually... Oh my gosh, it's still going. I'm kind of glad I didn't grow up in the time when you had to load games from tape. Although I suppose it's a good exercise in patience. I've heard about some games, though, that... Oh! It's loaded. I know some games you had to load after every single stage. Sounds like a lot of fun. We need to... There we go. So we're missing one tune. They couldn't put both tunes in here. Just Magical Sound Shower and Splash Wave, which, to be fair, those are the most popular ones. Okay. My gosh, this actually seems playable. The frame rate on the driving is good. Frame rate on the stuff on the sides not quite as high as the MSX2, but yeah. Come on, I want to reach a checkpoint. I'm not reaching a checkpoint. We're gonna have to do it again. Yeah, this feels about Master System levels in terms of speed and frames. Which, considering that's the second best we've had, that's not too bad. It's not bad in comparison. Alright, let's see if we can actually maybe reach a checkpoint. I want to see if we've got splits and if we've got stone pillars. You know what? One thing I've got to give it some credit for, though. It's doing a better job on hills. The hills feel smoother. Yeah. Severe lack of road signs, though. I am not going to reach a checkpoint, am I? Okay, one more try. One more try. I want to see if I can see. I want to know. I need to know. Can't make as accurate a comparison if I can't get that far. Feels like the curves are harder to deal with. Also, there's no the fact that there's no signs letting you know the curves. That's a little thing that makes it significantly harder. Okay, no splitting roads. So this one does not have branching paths. This one is linear. Okay, they included the pillars. Not as good as the MSX2, but not terrible either. It's not ZX Spectrum. Oh, hey! Stage 3. And the traffic just gets crazy here. Well, we're not making it to the next stage. It says we're going 280 kilometers per hour. And yet we just kind of go, oh, we got thrown out of the car. Okay. So, that's the C64 version. Okay, So it's going to be an interesting one on fidelity. We've got speed approximately the same as Master System. And it's missing who knows how many tracks because it doesn't have the split. And it's missing one of the musical themes. But it does manage the hills better. It incorporates more of them, and it feels closer to how it felt in the arcade. That's several points down in fidelity, but also up a little bit in fidelity. I think I'm probably going to put this at a negative 2.8. It should be even lower considering that it's potentially missing over half the tracks. And it's missing an entire musical theme. But those hills impressed me. Those hills did impress me. They're getting closer. Quality-wise, it's what we've got is I think I'm going to put this one at a 5. It's just a little bit under the Master System and MSX2 version. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you drift really hard. It is really hard to stay on the road, especially with the missing curved turn signs. So you can't really know what's coming up. But it's perfectly serviceable as what it is. So yeah, that's not. It's a lot better than I was expecting for the humble C64. So good on them. All right, Amiga. Well, we can't do the Amiga because I can't get it to run. 0 out of 10. No, I'm not going to actually grade it. All right. Let's go to the Atari ST. Could just give it 2 zeros. All right. 12. Floppy disk. Up. Ooh. Now we're getting into something that looks a little nicer. Still have to wait for it to load. Even though it's loading off of a disk. Bring that down just a notch. That's true. Would have to be a -5 and a 0. Well, that's what the dashes are for. Dashes are for did not complete. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, some controls. Okay. Looks like we're going back to we're trying to emulate it as closely as we can. With all of the downsides that come with that. But yeah. Of course, this is by the same team that did those, so not exactly a shock there. Okay, they're doing a pretty good job of emulating the curves and everything, and okay. And yet, ironically, I think that's actually closer than a lot of the ones we've seen to how the original was. Okay. Yeah, let me try again. Yeah, it doesn't capture the feeling of speed. But in many of the other respects, it feels like... In many of the other respects, it does feel a lot like the arcade. So this one actually might get decent fidelity marks. Although the choppiness of the frame rate, that is gonna hurt it. .293 kilometers per hour. And what is up with that timer? Jeez Louise! Alright, you know what? Let's just change it to some cars. The timer is going by really fast. Did I break it? I think I broke it. No, it just... Oh, it has loading times between stages. Oh. Oh, that's gonna hurt it a bit. Well... I did break it! I'm a genius! This is the hardest stage I've ever had to play. My ability to break things sometimes boggles even me. Okay. Let's just go to the score. I don't know if the version I've got is bugged, or if the emulator is causing a bug, or if it's a bug in the fact that I think I crossed the checkpoint right as it hit 0, so the game kind of went, I don't know. Alright, fidelity. Well, in terms of most of the accoutrements, that's the most faithful one we've had. So, I mean, it's got the music. It's got decent renditions of it. And it's pretty darn faithful in terms of curves and hills and everything. I think that time limit, though, is... I don't know what's up with that time limit. That time limit is crazy. I think we're at least in the negative 1 point something. Frame rate is gonna take a hurt on it though, so I'm gonna say negative 1.2. Quality wise, I'm bumping that up to a 9. Quality wise, I'm gonna put it at I'm almost tempted to just give it another 6. Because it's like, it's got so many things that are good, but that time limit... I'm going with 5. The graphics are nice, the music is nice, the effects are nice, but that time limit and the frame rate, that's the two things that really hurt it. But, hey. There you go. Alright. Well, let's go to the MS-DOS port, which is probably going to be a step down. The frame rate wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. But it was playable. Alright. Let's go to DOS. And we are going to be playing this in... Probably going to need to bring this volume down. I'm going to need to bring that volume down. So this is the next year. OutRun. We're going to play in VGA mode. We're going to give it the best chance that it can. We are dealing with PC Speaker. Pray for us. Graphics are nowhere near as good. But it's actually doing a pretty good job of giving a decent sense of speed. Much more forgiving time limit. Okay, are we gonna get... Not quite as... A lot of them have trouble with that. It's smooth, but it's not... Well, it's relatively smooth, but it's not really fast. Or it's sparse. Oh. Really forgiving on the time. Coming off the Atari ST one where it's like, you must play absolutely perfect if you want to continue. This one's like, you made a mistake. It's okay. Just pick yourself back up. We'll keep going. Well, I suck at actually maintaining control. It does have a decent sense of speed. when you get going. I almost reached the checkpoint again. That was better than I really expected out of the PC, because PC gaming was not to the level of like OutRun in 1990. Okay, enough. Stop. I think we've had quite enough of air bloops. Okay, fidelity. Well, you know, it had the hills and everything. It had a decent sense of speed. It had all the most of the accoutrements that were involved. So I'm going to give it negative. Negative 1.8. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a negative 1.8 because it included a lot of the accoutrements. Like, they really tried to get like a lot of the stuff on the side. There was plenty of signages. It felt a lot like it, and the traffic felt very similar to the original. Oh, this was 89. We weren't up to 90 yet. Quality wise, five. I'm going with 5. It, admittedly, the bloops, some of them really kind of got on my nerves, but it's yeah. It's like it's the other half of the Atari ST one. A little bit, slightly better frame rate. It's got all the hills and everything, but the graphics are worse and the sound is worse. And the time limit is more lenient. So it's like if you could just get the both of the Atari ST and the MS-DOS one and put them together, you'd probably have a 3. Or, probably a 7 or so. Maybe even an 8. But, yeah, just not there. Alright, next up we've got the TurboGrafx 16. Let's see how it does. I need to take... Do not capture the cursor. Okay. What are our options? Oh, we got difficulty selection. Go with normal. Turn the engine sound off, I guess. Alright, well. Yeah, probably. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like I'm actually going pretty fast here. And it also does the dithering for the split roads. Now for the true test. It's trying. It's not quite there, but frame rate not dropping into single digits, so that's a plus. And it's sad that that is a plus. Ooh, I don't know how I managed to avoid not going into the ditch. I don't think we're going to see stage 3. Not unless I drop the difficulty. Actually, let me drop the difficulty. I want to see... go a little bit further there. Of course, this is one of those cases where I'm getting a better view of it than you are because you're probably missing an occasional frame. Especially on the dithering. And on easy mode, it's like almost no traffic. Also, I'm in low gear. How long have I been in low gear? You want to know the funny thing? I noticed that was the case in the original, too. The original arcade game did the exact same thing, I noticed. Ah. Even on easy mode here, I'm still not particularly good at OutRun. Oh well. Okay, well, I think we've seen enough to get an idea of what we're looking at here. All right. Let's go to the rankings. Okay, so far, that's had some of the best sense of speed out of any of the ones that we've played, barring perhaps the MSX2. Because the MSX2 actually did a really good job of giving a sense of speed as well, but I feel like the TurboGrafx 16 actually managed to come pretty darn close for that. Other things? It seemed like it, again, a little sparser on the things on the side, you know, than the original, but mostly filled in. I think it got the dips and hills and everything. I think. Yeah. Pretty sure. All in all, I think I'm going to give this one I'm going to split the difference and say a negative 1.6. It also has difficulty levels, so that's something that the original didn't. So that's something. Quality-wise, is it better than the Master System and MSX2 versions? I'm thinking it just squeaks out a superior over the Master System and MSX2 versions. It's a little bit better, just enough to get it up to a 7. So I think we finally achieved something better than that plateau. So we're moving up in the world. And we're also moving on from 1990 to 1991 with the Game Gear. Sega's going to take another crack at it. Well, let's see how that crack goes. Alright, Game Gear. Let's load her up. As soon as I find the right one. Still better than 90% of the Steam games in early access. Oh, interesting. Versus human? I guess you could use a link cable and play head-to-head. Actually, versus computer? That alone is very interesting. We're gonna have to check that out, actually. Alright. Oh, we can even switch between automatic and manual transmission. Yeah, it's like I need to turn that volume down. Chunky. We're back in the land of chunky pixels. I find it kind of interesting that it's not just a direct port of the Master System game, considering it's basically the same hardware. Yeah, that's the main thing, smaller screen. Try to kind of simulate hills. The effect doesn't quite work, but we still get split screen. I still get split roads. Oh, and I reached the checkpoint. By a miracle. Well, that's kind of a neat transition in. No, we're not getting the stone pillars, at least not immediately. Of course I managed to hit it. Sometimes it feels like that music's wanting to step on itself. Come on, let me get to the next stage. I want to see if you... I need to know! I need to know if you do stone pillars! Gots to know! I'm not gonna find out. Ah. It looks like they do. Oh. There were the stone... Wait. No, those aren't stone pillars. The stone pillars? They changed the order of the layout. Oh well. Let's see. I'm kind of curious. What's that other mode? Versus computer. Oh. Can select the course? Okay. Course C. Okay, let's put on automatic. So it's you versus a computer on presumably the different courses that are in the game. Interesting. Also, we're going about 300 kilometers per hour. It looks like with this computer player, you basically can't afford to make a single mistake. Since he's right on your butt the whole time. You got a faster car than me? Feels like that. Well, if I can potentially select which course... Maybe I can actually pick the one that I want and actually see the... Uh-oh. Well, we lost. And you gotta be perfect for that in this race. You lost. Alright. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find the one, if there is one with the pillars. I don't think this is it. No, this isn't the one with the pillars. Sorry, I really want to... I want to find out. I want to find out. I need to know. Yeah? I mean... Chunky pixels, but... They might be. This isn't gonna happen. Alright, whatever. Anyhow, we've got enough to make a call. So let's make the call. Alright. Well, as far as fidelity, we've gone back down in terms of pure fidelity. I'd say we're back down in the Master System range. Decent sense of speed. Frame rates, not the best, but not terrible either. I think I'm going to put this one just below the Master System in terms of fidelity. I think I'm going to do negative 2.6. Because they're pretty similar in many ways, but it's just a little chunkier. Quality-wise, I think we're in... Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna put it the same because I think the fact that it's got a little bit extra in terms of added features with the multiple gameplay modes, I think that pushes it up and puts it about the same as the Master System. Quality? I think we're in Master System range. I mean, it's basically the same hardware, just chunkier and with an additional mode. So I'm going with that. But now let's finally go to a proper 16-bit console and see how it handles it. Come on, Genesis. I'm counting on you. Show me what the Sega systems can do. Alright, options. Okay. Again, we've got difficulty checks. Let's see. Brake, accelerate, gear change. Alright.
Get ready.
Ooh. Yeah, now we're starting to cook with some gas. No, no, no. I want to go this way. I want to go this way. I want to go this way. Show me potato salad.
Checkpoint.
Oh. We're not going with the original one. Oh well. Whatever. Maybe the next one then will be. I want to see what those stone pillars are like. I might have to put it on easy to do that, though. definitely got the bumps down well. Maybe I can make it. Wait. This doesn't look like... Oh! Oh, we've got to go... Okay. I've got to go a lot further to get to him. Also, I've got to take a completely different route. So what, they go, what's it, 2 rights and a left? Alright, we're gonna set it down to easy. Ooh. There's even a new soundtrack, or a new tune. Let's see what this is like.
Get ready.
Brand new track for the Genesis one. See what this route's like.
Checkpoint.
Okay, so I've got to take another right after this and then a left. Or I can take a left and then a right. It's assuming I even make it there because I'm slamming into billboards. Ooh, clouds. Guess they finally decided to fix that problem. Let's take the left and then a right. Ooh, mountains.
Checkpoint.
Oh. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Easy. Alright. I think we're gonna...
Checkpoint.
Alright, show me potato salad. Oh, yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we've got hills. We've got hills. We've got stone pillars. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Checkpoint.
Oh, we got split road. Okay. Back to a whole road. Oh! I can finish it on easy. We actually get to see an ending.
Congratulations.
I just love the little finger point thing he does at the end. Oh, it's adorable. Alright. Alright. So yes. We finally got to basically the level I was kind of hoping we would eventually get to. So there we go. Alright. Let's go back to the intermission. Alright. Fidelity. Oh, the track arrangement is a little different, but fidelity is pretty dang high up there, I'm gonna say. I think we're in I think we can probably put this at -0 point. -6. I mean, it's not quite there, but it is it is starting to scratch the bottom of it. And this is easily the best one we've played so far. That one gets an 8. That's a really good port of OutRun. So there we go. But we're not done yet, because 10 years after the original release, they did a port to the Sega Saturn. So let's see how that port came out and bring this to a close. Alright. If I can click on the right thing. There we go. Where did I put it? Oh, alright, that's where I put it. The Sega Saturn, created to be a very beefy, incredibly beefy and powerful 2D system that wound up mostly doing 3D games. Alright, options. Oh wow, we got a whole lot of options here. Game mode, overseas Japan, BGM mode, arranged. Okay, wow, that's a lot of options. Time limit, normal, extra easy. Wow, very customizable. You can change the time limit levels, the enemy levels. Whether you want manual or automatic gear. Didn't know there was a difference in the game modes. Brake, accelerate. Gear shift. Okay. Oop. Alright, let's give this a whirl.
Get ready.
Oh, wrong button. Oh, look at it, man. Look at it. Almost feels better than the original. Like it's almost smoother. Although I don't know, I've been playing so many ports of it, I'm not even certain I could tell you what the original was like. True.
Checkpoint.
I mean, yeah, this is fantastic. I feel like this is the kind of thing the Saturn was really developed for. It really seems like a shame that they didn't get to do more of this. Of course, I guess this was becoming passé and outdated at the time, but from a retro standpoint, it's like, oh, if only they had done this with it instead. Oh, I did. I put it on very easy time limit, and I still managed to screw up. Still couldn't make it to the third. I am not good at OutRun. Really not good at OutRun. All right, let's check out some. I'm curious. Let's try the Japan game mode, and also let's try that arranged background music. Screw it, I'm turning down the enemies.
Get ready.
Well, it took 10 years, but they finally surpassed the original. We're on the last one, actually, S-Lib. We're on the Saturn.
Checkpoint.
I will be putting this, I'm gonna stop on it. I am gonna try to make a point of putting this on the YouTube, though. That's okay. There'll always, we'll have the VOD, and like I say, I'm gonna try to actually make sure I export the port report episodes to YouTube whenever I do them. Oh man, so smooth. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize it, but the Japan course is different. The tracks are different. They're not in the same, they're in a completely different order. That probably explains why the order seems so odd in some of those ports. They were using the Japan ones. Means I have no idea which ones our stone pillars are on. Yeah, not a command. Although I probably will put one in eventually. I haven't exported stuff to YouTube in forever, so sadly it's fairly sparse. I don't know if I even have anything since I put my webcam on. I am not going to make it. Nope. Hey, Gun Sword Fist. Yeah, that's so interesting. The Japan order is very different. Okay. Well, there we go. That's that. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh. Alright. Well, let's finish this out. Alright. Fidelity. This is easily arcade perfect and then some. This, you've got arcade, it's smoother than the arcade, it's got everything directly from the arcade, it's got so many options. This, in terms of fidelity, .8. It does everything and it improves on it. That's quality. I'm giving it a perfect 10. I'm giving it a perfect 10 on quality there. Maybe I'll come to regret that down the road and have to change it, but right now I'm giving it a perfect 10. That is beautiful in terms of the way it works. I think that it is the definitive way to play it. Of the ones that we looked at, that's the definitive way to play it. And I can't believe I'm saying that over the arcade. Technically the definitive way to play it is in the arcade, in a sit-down cabinet with hydraulics. That's the definitive way. But I can't exactly test that one here. All I have is my memory. Okay, so let's look. What are the rankings here? Well, first we have the Sega Saturn. Then we have the arcade original. Then we have the Sega Genesis version. Then TurboGrafx 16. Then let's see. Which one did I give? Negative 2.4, negative 2.4, negative 2. Then we have the MSX2 version. Kind of a toss-up between the Master System and the Game Gear. I'm actually going to give a slight edge to the Game Gear on this one. Then the Master System. Then, let's see. We've got the Atari ST. The MS-DOS, then the Commodore 64, wait, am I missing something? No, okay, I don't think so. Yeah, then the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, then the MSX, and at the bottom, the app. Then at the bottom, the Amstrad CPC. Man, that Amstrad one was bad. And then not ranked is the Amiga because I couldn't get it to run. Maybe the Amiga was like arcade perfect, boiled your eyeballs and your ears sounded the sound of heaven, but I couldn't get it to run, so we'll never know. Or rather, you can go look up video to get an idea. But since I can't test it personally, I'm not going to, I'm going to rank it. Alright. Well, that concludes the episode 4 OutRun of the Port Report. Kind of wish I'd exported the other 3 episodes to YouTube for posterity, but well, I didn't. So, for those who are curious, actually, you know what? For those who weren't there for them, we'll take a moment and we'll reminisce over the other episodes. And I need to tweak that, actually. 1 second. There we go. Yep. There we go. In our first episode, we did Donkey Kong. There were a lot of ports of Donkey Kong. The ultimate ranking was arcade, then the Ocean C64 version. The Amstrad actually came out pretty darn well in the Donkey Kong one. Of course, Donkey Kong's a much simpler game, so that's kind of to be expected. Then the MSX, then the Atom computer, then the C64 AtariSoft version, the NES, ColecoVision, Atari 7800, Commodore VIC-20, the ZX Spectrum, the Apple II, IBM, Intellivision, and last, the Atari 2600. Well, that's a completely different game. Although I suppose, technically, since it does have all of the original Donkey Kong in it, I possibly should have put that in there, but then we had Contra, and that one was kind of interesting. The Famicom version came out tops there, followed by the North American version, followed by the European version, then the original arcade, then the MSX port, the Amstrad, the Sinclair, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, and lastly, MS-DOS. I'm not exactly shocked that MS-DOS was dragging up the rear there. Kind of expect that, honestly. I think the Amstrad one was the one where if you win, you get an ending saying that, oh dear, it turns out that the alien leader was hooked up to a self-destruct device and the Earth blew up. Too bad. You get a bad ending even if you beat the game. And then we looked at Castlevania, Famicom original, or the Famicom re-release actually was the rank number 1. Then the original disc system version, then the NES version, then the MSX, the Amiga, Commodore 64, and lastly MS-DOS. You kind of see that MS-DOS usually does not do particularly well in ports. Although it came out better here than it historically has. So, that's something. Alright. Well, that concludes the port report. I'm going to... Don't go anywhere. I'm stopping the stream, but I'm immediately going to restart it with a fresh title. I'm stopping it for export purposes. So thanks for coming to the port report. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.